super conscious about the fact that I might just be recording out the window. But anyway, good morning, pubcans. The car is back. Daddy's got the kid today. And it is time to love having the van. Oh, although I will say I do appreciate the vision that an actual car affords, because I don't have loads of stuff in the back of it all the time. I'm not that kind of van guy. I'm just a guy that has a van, apparently. Anyway, plan for today is going to open the gym now. So let's get that gym open and looking pretty. Just another day, another driver not using the indicators on the roundabout. Open the gym. That's mission 1. Make her look beautiful. That's mission 2. Very easy mission, that one. Because let's face it, NCA, she is beautiful. And then I'm gonna go to the gym where I have yoga, hot yoga. And I'm just gonna sit and drink coffee for a little bit, chit chat with the people that work there, because I'm that guy. I'll come in and just chat. It's not really the country for that. Most time when you see people that are like at coffee shops or at gyms just like nattering with the people that work there, excuse me, you're looking at a foreigner, guys. For those of you that are watching outside of Norway, if you come to Norway, you're at a coffee shop or cafe or gym and you see someone at the desk, see someone just nattering away with the owner, almost guarantee that that guy is a foreigner or that girl is a foreigner, because Norwegians don't really do that. They'll do it for like 30 seconds and then they'll think that they're the rudest person in the world, or they think they're being some sort of perverted creep, and then they'll run away. But you know, it's just normal behavior everywhere else in the world to be like, hello fellow human, how is your experience of this world and this life going? In Norway, that's a weird thing to do, because why would you care about how other people are doing? But everywhere else, it's like, it's just weird, it's cute, I find it endearing. A little bit endearing. Can be strange sometimes though. Like they take everything really, really personally. And that's the thing I don't think Norwegians understand. I know there's lots of Norwegians watching this, because it's basically only, not lots, but like 4 out of like the 5 people that watch this. I know Norwegians say things like, oh, we're very closed when you first meet us, but when you get to know us, we really open up. Like, they get more personal when you start knowing them better, or you have a few drinks with them. It's actually not the case. They take things personally straight away. That's why they don't talk to people, because they're so personal. You know, they're like, oh, I can't be talking about my day. I can't be talking about how I'm really doing, because someone might get to know me. That's a defensive strategy, guys. That's like, I'm putting my walls up, I'm not letting you in. And they'll say things like, English people always say thank you and please, and they say it a lot, so it's not. We as in speaking like a Norwegian, or my Norwegian half, they'll say, we don't say so much please and thank you, but when we do say it, it means something. And that's also like, that's kind of valid, but that doesn't excuse like being rude in the meantime. And they say like, oh, English people always saying, where you going, mate? You are hard to read. English people always say please and thank you, and they say it a lot, so it just like diminishes the value of the words. And that is also possibly true, but anyone that's been in like a really loving relationship, you say I love you all the time, it doesn't make the word different. It doesn't make the word mean less. It only makes the word mean less if someone on the receiving end values it as less, right? Or if the person on one side has either themselves diminished the value of it or assumes a diminished value of it on the other side, or vice versa. You know, whether this is the giver or the receiver that is perceived or has. Because I'm sure there's relationships when one of them starts being like, yeah, I love you, and it's like they don't love them anymore, so then it doesn't mean as much. But let me tell you guys, as an English person, when we say thank you, and when we say please, and we say, no, don't worry about it, we mean it. I love to say thank you. And I say thank you hard as well. I'm like, thank you so much. You know? The people that serve me coffee are probably like, some of them are probably like, it's very intense on that thank you. You know? But I like it. I like it. I'm like, thank you so much. You probably don't want to be here making coffee for people all day. Do you know what? The port for my gym is open, which is fine because I share it with another building. And I don't know how this has happened. I'll be right back. I don't know how this has happened, but someone has left class last night without their shoes. Tell me, how does one do that in Midt-Norge i mars? How is that possible? It's wet and cold and you've left without your shoes. How far have you gotten? Have you gotten all the way home and then realized that you haven't got shoes? Have you gotten nearly halfway and been like, do you know what, I can't do 150% of the travel, I gotta get home, that class was brutal. Anyway, I love saying thank you. I love looking the person in the eyes and saying thank you very much. I'm sure this day is long. I'm sure that at times you don't get much fulfillment for this job. And I just want to be the one interaction when it comes to like service work, you know, shop work, cafe work, anyone that's at work when they talk to me, unless they've made a big mistake, you know, charged me way too much money, then I'll probably be a little bit like, right, let's get this sorted out. But there's definitely a big thank you waiting for you at the end of giving me back my money. But I just want it to be a positive experience to bump into me, you know, because we do nice stuff for people all the time. Sure, you're at work. Sure, you are literally paid to make me coffee, but you still made a good one, you know? And I do monitor my thank yous. I think you should always say thank you, but I mean, oh, I'm in the wrong gear. I think if, like if someone's late, you're like, yeah, thank you for the coffee. That's it. You know, not like, thank you so much. This coffee is about to make my day a much better thing. Anyway, I think I've said enough about that. The plan for today is to, now I've opened the gym, that's mission 1, guys. Mission 1 done. Now I'm off to have a coffee and chill out for a little bit at the gym before yoga starts. I'm gonna be sitting my butt down there and enjoying a nice cup of coffee or two. I probably won't sauna after yoga, and then I'm gonna go to the gym and yoga. No, I'm gonna go to the gym and sauna later today, because after yoga, I'm gonna carry on working on that idea that I've had. And then after I've been working on the idea, then I'm gonna go to the hospital, yeah, we'll call it the hospital, and keep working there, making some progress there. And then after the hospital, it's really just time to get jacked, guys. I've got a lot leaner, seemingly overnight. That's kind of what happens. Like I spoke to you guys like maybe 2 weeks ago now, because I'm actually being consistent with this. Maybe episode 2 or 3, I don't know. When it's like, okay, all of a sudden, it just seems like weight just falls off you, or fat just falls off you. You're like, not really any more high definition view of the muscularity beneath the subcutaneous adipose tissue. And then all of a sudden it's like, it goes from, you know, when you're watching like a video on your phone and it's kind of like blurry because the signal's bad, and then all of a sudden it just sharpens up the detail because you've gone into a place with high signal. That's kind of what the dieting is like. So if you've been dieting for like 3-4 weeks and you've seen like no change, keep going, because the high def is coming, guys and girls, the galdem especially, because you girls love to quit a diet. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with you ladies. If you're dieting and you've dieted before, I know you've quit more diets than you've stayed on, and there's lots of reasons for that. I understand that dieting for women can be, not necessarily is, but pretty much always is and can be a very emotionally turbulent experience. Women live in a world where, whether we like to admit it or not, guys, a lot of how a woman's day goes and how a woman's life goes can be affected by her appearance. And that's not the same thing as for men. Men can get by and get into positions and get into places based on sheer force and work alone, right? But a woman might actually get paid more or get more opportunities because of the way she looks. So imagine that through a whole lifetime of like thinking about the way you look in that sense, when it's actually more important than it has been for a man. And all the little comments and all the little times where food has been comfort and appearance has been confidence, and then all the intertwingling, that's a word now, intertwining of all those little instances and comments and value judgments and doubts. And then you go through this thing where you're like, I'm counting calories. Have I bowed down to my insecurities, or am I taking control and making my insecurities bow down to me by counting these calories? What have I done? Have I become a slave, or have I become the master, or have I become an ultimate like representation of my insecurities? You know what I'm trying to talk about? So it is very difficult. Men just like, I'm just not gonna eat much for 3 days. Guys will just get into their 30s and be like, I think I should do a 3-day fast. And guys will just go on a perma bulk and get to 100 kilos when they're 60 kilos and just be like, yeah, I'm feeling kind of fluffy, but I'm feeling powerful. And then they'll go from 100 kilos to 62 kilos and they'll just be like, I'm feeling so fast right now, you know? And then they'll get like fluffy but jacked, and they'll be like, I'm feeling brutal. And then they'll get lean and they're like, I feel slender and athletic. No matter what they do, they're just like, oh, I'll just either eat loads all the time or nothing for ages, and then I won't think about it. It would just be hard to either eat more or eat less because I'll be hungry or full. There's no emotion tied into it whatsoever. But women have a lot of emotions tied up into it. And they've got a different hormone cycle to us, which does make things a lot more complicated. So if you're a man trying to talk about how the female experience is with dieting, I would highly recommend you shut up and listen. That's not to say that if you're a coach, you shouldn't say to a woman now and then, it's time to sharpen up, young lady. Ma'am, it's time to sharpen up. I understand times are hard, but you got to do it all the same, all right? Let's go. And then they might be a hugger, they might not be. Fortunately for me, I love a hug. Most of them are huggers. But anyway, I don't know how we spoke about that, but I'm glad we did. I'm really looking forward to this gym session later on. I'm in much less pain. Look, I slept on my right side and my shoulder didn't hurt all night. So that's amazing. As you can hear, it's raining because we're in Trondheim. And Norway is just delivering in mid-Norway. Just delivering the good weather. Look, the sun is on my face, but it is peeing down with rain. And that, on that note, on that physical manifestation of the perfect definition of Trondheim, I'm going to cut it. Speak to you guys almost immediately. Coffee time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to let you go. Going to let you go what I assume to be Porsche. Nearly Easter. So that's cool. What is the day today? 27th? Yep.
How long is March? 31 days.
31 days. 31 days.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot left of cyclists, man. I can't handle them. A lot left of the fast. And I'm very hungry today. But like I said, it's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be difficult. It's not supposed to be easy. Just driving past what is going to be a bridge, right? So, oh no, wait, that's so cool. There's a bridge here that I can see is going to go from this place where I'm at now, this gym, over to that building is XXL and the train station, I believe. And there is a massive metal bridge just plopped on the floor like a piece of Lego about to go in. And it's really cool because it's a vast piece of engineering. Like if you really look at a bridge, like people did that, you know? People did that. People that just decided one day that they were gonna learn how blimmin' bridges go up. That's impressive. Because I think we underestimate just how cool people really are. Like there's people in Trondheim that walk past a school and just be like, I built that. You know what I mean? That's there because me and my friends did something again and again and again and again, and then we did something different again and again and again and again. And now there's a school there with electricity running through it, with Wi-Fi that can send and receive images, videos, communication between all the different rooms and everywhere else in the world. The lights go on and off in all the different things. There's heat in different places at different times, and that heat controls itself. It doesn't get too dry, it doesn't get too hot, it doesn't get too wet, which is actually, if you're born in the 90s or before, humidity is not a simple solution, right? And there's so many things that go into that building, and they just ask me to build a school. Do you know what I'll say? I can't do that. Ask me to build one part of a school, one room in a school. I can't do that. Ask me to make a table in a school. Can't do it. Put a table together. Maybe. I don't know. What's the table got? Because the tables are electric nowadays. If it's an electric chair, an electric table, whoops, I can't help you. So it's safe to say, if you want any part of a school down to the tiniest part of it put together, I can't do any of it. I'm not your guy. But there's literally thousands of people that can do stuff that is that cool, and they're all around you, right? There's people, you wouldn't have a house if there wasn't a guy or a girl that was really good at something that we take completely for granted that is so important. Plumbers, for example. Can you imagine if plumbers didn't exist? Everyone that goes to a hospital with a serious problem, dead. And there'd be a lot more people going to hospital if plumbers didn't exist, because where do you think the poo-poo would go, right? That's just English history. We sling it out the window, baby. Plumbers, electricians. And then there's people like surgeons. And then even the like naprapat, I say even, like I'm not downplaying it, it's enormously skillful work to do almost anything nowadays, right? That's why there's no real Renaissance men anymore, is because everything is so hard to do nowadays, right? You can't be a jack of all trades, because just to be a jack is absolutely insane. Just to do one trade is such an enormous feat that being a jack of all trades, it's not possible, guys. It's not just like learning another language, although learning another language is dope. It's very cool. But learning 2 trades, wow, that's impressive. You know, my granddad, super inspiring guy. He was a jazz musician. He was an actor. He was the head of the department at his school in his subject, and then got bored and became a professor or a teacher in another subject. Just an actual genius, and just so impressive to be able to do that. So I think it would brighten everyone's day a little bit if you look at someone moving forward, like if you're talking to someone or you need someone's help, you know, everyone you look at can help you. And that's not to say that you should use people for their services, absolutely not, but you should admire them for what they can do and the change that they can make in the world, right? So, what's going on here? It's a very, very impressive thing. The amount of skill per square meter in the world is absolutely off the chain. You walk through a shopping center and say, imagine all the skill that is housed in this building right now. That's so inspiring. And I say that as a very unskilled man, right? Don't get me wrong, I will admit that I am a good coach. But when it comes to almost everything else, that's why I had to be a good coach, because if there was anything else that I'd have to do for a living, I'd be completely fucked. Excuse my language. I'd be completely screwed. I wouldn't have an ice cube's chance in heck if there was anything else that I had to do for a career. Not possible. Not possible. Dead in the water. I would expire almost immediately. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. But I'm gonna go here. Fuck it. My language is offensive and I apologize for that. But yeah. Just look around and see the beauty of human achievement that you are absolutely just not only completely encapsulated by, but also you're part of the capsule, guys. You're a walking miracle. And don't get me started on the physiology of it, because I'll be here for 6 days. I'm gonna go get a coffee and do some work, and